Hey guys, Tyro here bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Kholodny Ferma Summer. Playing for you today is VindicareX, playing as OKW, spawning here on the left hand side of the map. Generally considered to be the worst side of the map. Just generally it's quite hard to hold this area, and these two garrisons, especially when playing against allied players, can be quite an issue. They can jump in these and you can have a hard time getting them out, and they're quite close to your cutoff here, so can always be an issue. Anyway, without any further ado, playing for the US forces, spawning on the right is TheMachine. Asked him many times before. I believe Machine's around rank 120. VindicareX is about rank 25 as OKW. So pretty good players here. In terms of this patch, I don't think I've cast US Forces versus OKW this patch. And I hear that US Forces actually holds the edge in this matchup. So we'll have to see if that plays out here today. Looks like VindicareX is thinking about setting up a med truck back here.
Enemy infantry! Get fire on that infantry!
And you can already see this garrison causing issues for Vindicare. He needs to keep hold of it. So it's causing his troops to be slightly out of position, and there's some nice barbed wire there denying all these troops cover. Now they're going to close into close range on these rifles. Rifles are extremely powerful at close range, so you get more rifles to support. From a slightly different angle, Stern Pioneers are going to be chased away. Finally they get suppressed by that Kubel, which switches targets now. Stern Pioneers, oh, they're super low. Second set of rifles also suppressed, and you can see that Vindicare, the machine, is quite behind his capping now, having tried to do that harassment. Pretty much no sectors capped by anybody in this game. And this squad of rifles sitting AFK for a bit there. We see mechanized from the machine, so this is a big surprise. Was not expecting mechanized, but this can be a pretty effective counter to the Kubel.
We're losing a capture point. Under fire!
It's honestly, I mean, mechanized artillery barrage is pretty strong, but there's no real other reasons to go for mechanized. It's probably the weakest. Oh no, recon support's probably the weakest. Probably the second weakest USF doctrine. And looks like WC-51 caught Vindicare off guard, and down goes his Kubel. Was way out of position there. Definitely got thunderstruck there by the old mechanized selection from the machine, and I think we've actually seen the machine pick mechanized before. And we can see the chat there. Vindicare also thinking that mechanized is a little bit underpowered. See fortification selected from Vindicare, and he is bringing in an MG34. Needs to get some more suppression now that his Kubel's dead. We actually see he's gone for two Stern Pioneers as well, so interesting build from Vindicare. Actually pushing his own troops out of cover there. Not really having much success. We're just trying to keep the pressure on this munitions point. You want to avoid the OKW player getting too many munitions, being able to upgrade his troops with tricks. It looks like the machine's taking pretty much the entire map at the moment. Not much to stop his WC-51 either, apart from small arms. Could go for a Kenwerfer, but maybe a bit of
Capture point is
overkill
under attack.
at this particular point.
Ready for deployment. Grenadiers under attack.
50 cal on the Jeep doing pretty good work here.
Kill them all.
Staying pretty much max range. In fact, I think he can in fact outrange those folks. I don't even know that. He's doing a pretty good job just kiting with it. Only got the one kill, but it's inflicted a lot of damage.
Ambulance ready for action.
That's for sure. Early ambulance from the machine, so he's going to try heal up these squads here, which are actually quite low, so it's nice timing on that as well.
Welcome to the death factory, boys. Stick with me and you might just make it.
Has he got any upgrades?
Stand ready.
No, he hasn't upgraded grenades, which is pretty common these days for US forces. If you want to engage against any type of suppression, really, gotta have smoke grenades with your swarms of rifles. Oh, nasty retreat path from these rifles. Ooh, this could be bad. Nice blocking there from Vindicare. And down they go. If they had only retreated down this way. Slight error from the machine. You probably should have run them down here before initiating that retreat, but life goes on. So Vindicare's actually doing a pretty good job of holding the 2 victory points so far. Did not go for the battle group headquarters, instead went for mechanized regiment, which he's now putting down as base. Maybe thinking Puma, much more common for US forces players to go for the Stuart these days, with its buffs and the decreases in fuel costs to the captain. Sandbags going up here, and nice positioning on those, trying to deny that heavy cover to his opponents.
Captain just took the battlefield.
Rifles close into close range and should win this engagement from there. Here comes NG-34 though, jumping out of the garrison to support. And now actually the rifles get repelled, so nice micro there from Vindicare, getting his MG-34 out of the garrison to join in on the fun. Definitely paid dividends. Rifles in the south closing into close range, so those folks will have to retreat unless we see a flak after or something. No, Ferma is coming, so is the Stuart, pretty much the exact same time. And a pack helmet's actually now also coming onto the field for the machine. So he is going to have some way of bombarding these team weapons in the garrisons. So Puma does hold a slight edge against the Stuart, but the Stuart does of course have the shell shock, and there's the captain on the field as well, so if you manage to shock it in front of the captain, the engagement is definitely going to go to the US forces. But other than that, Puma should generally win with its superior range, and yeah, basically its superior range. And a superior gun. Stuart here just blasting away at this garrison for a bit, maybe forcing the Puma to rotate, which it's doing. There's a shoe mine down there as well. Pack out's actually pumping away at the church. And that MG's getting quite low to jump out. Backouts is now in a bit of trouble from the Puma. Nice harassment play coming here from Vindicare, keeping the fuel. Machines coming down from the north. He's also got minesweepers, so that's nicely done. Side attack, he's activated shell shock, does manage to stun the Puma. Puma pops smoke though, and firing through the smoke. Puma is generally a bit better, so the captain's not having much luck. What is the Stuart doing? He's getting very bold. Shell shock wore off a long time ago. Can the Puma finish the job? No, he continues to disengage. Probably could have got the Stuart there, honestly, if he'd stuck it out for a bit longer. These rifles aren't Vet 1, so they couldn't throw an AT grenade off, so perhaps a slight misplay there from Vindicare, but better safe than sorry, I suppose. Losing his Puma like that would set him back a very long way. As you can see, he's got almost no fuel in the tank. Oh, pack out, firing from super long range. Look at that. Shell hits the cover there. Machine's in bad position in terms of map control right now. Doesn't have his fuel, and he's about to lose his munitions. Only got one of the victory points, the center one. He's about to take the one in the north though, I suppose. Captain in the building, just making things difficult for Vindicare, who actually has teched 2 battle groups, so that's why he has no fuel. This is allowing all his units to heal, which is always nice, but definitely makes it critical that he does not lose his Puma. We see Rakedenwerfer fresh on the field for Vindicare, is moving to the north. He's got a few shoe mines down, in fact, so Stuart's going to have to be careful, and the machine's only got 1 squad of sweepers. Couple Zook shells hit the Puma there, but I think this captain's going to have to retreat shortly. So they're outnumbered and outgunned. Here comes the Stuart actually, so maybe not. Inflict a bit of bleed here. Misses that shell though, and captain's getting super low, so actually retreating. Stuart continues to engage here. And continues to not get any kills.
We lost an infantry unit. They got wiped out.
So, what was here? Something was here and it died. Just Stern Pioneers, double Stern Pioneers. I got a rifle squad, I believe. Okay. So that's not good for the machine. He's lost 2 rifle squads already, and I don't think he's got any wipes in return. He's also quite far behind in victory points. He's about 140 VPs behind. Oh, but that was that the pack outs there? Just got a wipe on a Volkskrieger squad. Look at that. Entire squad there, dead in 1 shell. That is just crazy good luck for the machine. That's exactly what I need to get back in this game. It's now barraging the church, as you can tell, because the shells take forever to land when you use the barrage. Do fire at a slightly higher rate though, and you can't even, oh, look at that, it's not hitting anything. Captain rotating to the south. Let's put some hits on the Puma. Puma got a bit closer so he could use his machine gun and go the rifles for AT grenade, but Vindicare's watching this very carefully. Quickly retreats. He's on a road as well, so very quick movement speed. Easily backpedals away from the attempted AT grenade there. Big push coming down here in the south from the machine. He got a lot of munitions in the banker. I am surprised that he hasn't gone for bars yet. Bars would certainly increase his firepower. Oh, these Stern Pioneers are retreating far too late. This could be a wipe, maybe. Machine continues to chase. Getting super low. If this doesn't go down, I'll be very surprised. There you go. Late retreat there from Vindicare, and just like that, 2 wipes to 2 wipes. The machine's back in this match. Still behind in victory points, nearly 200 VPs behind in fact, so he's got some lost ground to make up. Looks like the Major's coming out, maybe thinking about setting a retreat point. He's actually taking a bit of damage here from small arms. And, could leave him vulnerable to the captain in its retreat path. Oh, the Stuart. What? The Stuart's dead? Where's Stewart? Did he withdraw and refit his Stewart?
This lousy patch of dirt is ours.
I mean, he must have done. I can't see anything that killed it. It's the only two pieces of anti-tank that Vindicare has. So he must have withdrawn and refitted his Stewart. And that's going to allow for a very fast Sherman to be produced. Interesting play from the machine there. Making full use of the mechanized doctrine. Withdraw and refit. I believe you get 80% of your resources back when you use that. So it's not without its downsides, but can be helpful. The Sherman is going to be able to deal with the Premier quite effectively. All three structures have gone down now for Vindicare though, so he's got plenty of options and he's got a bit of manpower in the bank. Maybe thinking Clover's next. He's got a bit of munitions in the bank too, so he could definitely afford to upgrade them with the LMGs. And he's still keeping the victory point pressure on the machine. Machine using a recon pass there, seeing what's going on. Knows that there's a Sphere HQ up here in the north. Maybe thinking siege. Of course, the 155mm artillery barrage is very powerful. Not powerful enough to take down one shell though. One barrage. Maybe with a bit of Sherman fire and a couple of Zook shells. Still a few command points away from that though. Yep, Sherman in the north. What kind of rounds has he got equipped? Got high explosive rounds equipped. Is in fact running straight forward. Putting some damage on the Schwer. Here comes the captain. 50 cows knocking down the MG34 there. Does get it. Here comes the captain and Rakenworth is rotating to the north. Machine is very close to being able to call in this artillery. Oh, he's just like a quarter of a command point away. Can he stick it out? He's getting cold feet. Maybe if he lets his troops take some damage, and that should get a few more VPs, command points. Just from taking damage. Here it is. I imagine he's going to call it in now, and down goes the Sphere HQ. Nicely executed there by the machine. I don't think Vindicare was expecting that. In fact, he completely destroyed it. Can't even salvage that. Here comes the Sherman. Puts a nasty hit on the Puma. Puma still can use aim shot, of course. So, even though Sherman would win that in a straight slugfest, Ferma may be able to win that if he uses that aim shot. Disables the turret of the Sherman. Here comes a Scott from the machine, so he's going to have quite a bit of indirect fire between his pack howitzer and Scott. As for Vindicare, he's now putting up the Pack 43 here in the standard position. This is where we always used to see it back in the day, behind this garrison here. However, because his battle group is back here, he cannot reinforce that and heal it. And that will actually be quite vulnerable to this 155mm barrage, and of course vulnerable to the pack howitzer as well. In fact, look, you can already see the pack howitzer just causing a few issues for it. Machine keeping the pressure on Vindicare's munitions. Now that he's got a few vehicles out, he may be thinking upgrading weapon racks next. I can see that his strategy did rely on saving all his fuel so he could get that Sherman out as fast as possible. Grenades exchanged here. Oh! Pack 43 makes its presence felt, firing at this infantry. Not having much luck. Rotates to the centre. Schumann's up here. He's taken engine damage. Run over a mine, maybe. Maybe not. Using critical repairs, and away he goes.
Pinpointed the enemy and are prepared to saturate them with fire.
Rifle's running into a 2v1 here, and they're probably going to lose that one. Machine has, of course, upgraded grenades. Oh man, what am I... No! Kenworth gets cleared by the captain there. And that captain's Vet 3, so you can see it sprinting around, causing a... Oh, God, this thing's so mobile now. Ferma's really going to have to be on its toes. Vindicare has spent his fuel. He's actually going for a Stuka. So a much more campy play from Vindicare. He's going with the pack and the Stuka. Stuka's of course going to be cause a lot of issues for the machine's pack howitzer and his forward retreat points if he ever chooses to use one. Pack house continues to fire at the Pack 43, and now Scott is firing at the south actually. Okay. Machine hasn't unlocked the weapons racks yet. Must have another plan for his next fuel expenditure. I'm not sure what that will be though. Here comes the Sherman. When his rear arm is exposed, this could be trouble. No, Pack 43's there, of course. Now the Sherman's in a lot of trouble. What is the machine doing? He's completely asleep there. Right, caught napping in front of the Pack 43. A careless loss there for the machine. Did manage to clear the MT-34 and maybe thinking about crewing that. Oh, he clears the Kenworth as well. I think that just got freshly recruit. Looks like the machine. What is he up to? Is he going to take the MT-34? He is. Which is good. He hasn't got the lieutenant, so he doesn't have access to the 50 cal. It's going to make it easier for him to hold on to the centre VP, but of course he doesn't know that Vindicare has gone for the Stuka, so that MT-34 is pretty much going to be the juiciest kind of bait for Vindicare's indirect fire.
Contact reports show the Americans are at 200 points.
Machine really low on VPs now, down to 200. US usually thought of as a pretty strong in the early game. Wow! The Scott gets a nice hit off on the Puma. Now it's in trouble, gets onto the road, going quite quickly now. Whoa! Machine needs to be careful. He's actually trying to duke it out against the Puma there with a Scott. AT grenade actually from these rifles. Captain is sprinting, trying to get up close. There's no suppression because that MG has gone down. Puma gets a shot off though, stops the sprint. He's trying to get in. Vindicare pops smoke and he's maybe gonna get this to safety. It's moving quite slowly now though. It's not on a road anymore. In comes the 155mm artillery and down goes the Puma. We have to see if this destroys the pack or just... No, it does destroy it. So that was a big play there from the machine, making up for his lost Sherman and then some, taking down the Puma and the Pack 43. It's a lot of manpower down the drain for Vindicare. Oh, nice pack outs a shot there, suppressing these two squads, and a nice grenade, almost getting that squad. MG-34 though, keeping the suppression on these two squads, forcing them to retreat. Scott is still super low in health. He's dancing with the devil, keeping that, just keeping that around without repairs. Machine's back here, healing and repairing. Looks like he's got a Jackson coming up next. Perhaps expecting something a bit stronger from Vindicare. Little does he know that Vindicare actually doesn't have much fuel in the bank, only 86. And of course, having taken down Sphere HQ, that means no Panther and no Panzer IV. So Vindicare's best option is maybe saving for a King Tiger, but that's going to be a very long way away. Oh, this could be nasty. He's moving up close and personal. Try and get a barrage on the machine's base here. Machine is quick to react, moving his ambulance. Did he just knock out the Scot there? Well, the Scot's dead in the base. And don't know what else could have done it. Unless he withdrew and refitted that, but I'm sure he didn't. That's what I was saying, he was dancing with the devil trying to keep that alive. Actually, maybe he did. Where did this vehicle crew come from? So that must be the Scots crew. And the Scot himself just died there. Machine has superior forces in the south. And pack-outs are trying to soften up this MG, try and force a retreat. Vehicle crew actually comes out of suppression, and their grease gun's pretty decent actually at close range. The machine is taking control of the south once more. Has managed to cap the north with this highly mobile captain. Packhouse is in a bit of trouble here. Doesn't want to lose its veterancy. If possible, he needs to keep retreating. What's he doing? Oh no, there it goes. Looks like he wants to kill it with his Shrek, but I don't think he has enough time to do that. Maybe I'll knock out the Major there. Oh no, no more forward retreat points from the machine. Not that necessary on this map, but nice option to have. Stone Pioneer's up to Vet 4 now, and that more than a match for that captain. In comes the Stuka once more. Where's that going? Going on the Jackson one. Oh, he got the ambulance right at the edge of its fire there, and most of that rifle squad machine's lucky that's still alive. We're pushed through the centre for the machine. He's going to flank this MG through the north around this church. I think the MG doesn't even stick around for long enough to... But in fact, this is double MGs here. Nice smoke, but maybe not quick enough. Oh, there's 3 machine guns here in the centre from Vindicare. Look at this. This is... Well, he's got pretty much every angle covered here. Except, oh, the machine coming in from the south here. I mean... No, but this machine gun somehow covers this area and this area down here. So it's just MG34s everywhere, causing all sorts of chaos. Oh, he's about to lose his vehicle crew here to MG34 fire. These things do very little damage, especially when they're suppressed as well, but... No. Looks like the vehicle crew will make it away. Nice grenade there, clears that MG34. The other one's forced to retreat. And Vindicare is very low on squads right now, especially compared to the machine. No, a lot of the machine squads are on very low health, and he has to rebuild that ambulance, but still. Machine seems to have an army size advantage at the moment, and you can see that backed up in the numbers, 68 to 44. Vindy does have a bit of manpower in the bank though. Though, because he doesn't have a Schwer, he doesn't Doesn't really have any elite infantry to put it in on. May go for some more Volks. Another squad of Stern Pioneers may also fit the bill. MP-34 here doing cut-off manoeuvre on the machine's fuel once more. It keeps me pretty good at harassing this cut-off throughout the game. This S-mine's going down here in the south. Nicely done. And, sometimes OKW players forget that they can do this when playing fortifications, but these are very effective, and you don't have to put up the entire minefield. You got to see there, Vindicare only put down 2 parts of the 4 sections, and it means it will only cost you half the amount of munitions. Stuka Barrage doing a bit of bleed there, but not actually decrewing either of those MG-34s. Oh, is Vindicare going to lose his Vet 3 squad here? Machine's on the chase. Was on quite high health. Oh, there he goes! And now Vindicare did in fact build more Stern Pioneers, but now he's got just about nothing. His veterancy level is very low apart from this one squad of Stern Pioneers. Hasn't been doing it. He's been having trouble keeping his squads alive. Machine actually doing very well in that department. He's got a lot of Vet 3 squads by comparison. That being said, Machine, yeah, very, very low on victory points. Can he convert this army size into a win here? Desperately needs to do so. He's to keep hold of the victory points. Is that zeroing artillery? 300 munitions. This is a desperate play from Vindicare. He needs to keep sight of all the troops in this area, otherwise they won't come down. See the first shell there, very devastating. Increases in speed as it goes along. Oh. Oh, clears the MG. Oh, almost wipes that rifle squad. Almost getting this one. Oh, you can see why zeroing artillery costs so much. Very, very potent off-map artillery there. Can wreck tanks if they don't stay active. Keep moving around. So now we have Jagdpanzer versus Jacksons. Generally, Jagdpanzer wins this one in a one-on-one. Luckily, Machine has 2 Jacksons, but the scariest thing about the Jagdpanzer is once it starts getting veterancy, it becomes a killing machine. Much more accurate than the Jackson as well. Captain on super low health, down to only 1 bazooka. Oh, excuse me. Doesn't want to lose that. That has been extremely useful and even just harassing points with its high mobility. Still no weapons racks from Machine. He's spending most of his munitions on grenades and of course the artillery, which is pretty expensive, 180 munitions. Got stolen MG-34 locking down the centre VP. Another one got to lock down the south VP, so Vindicare's going to have a few issues. This tool is the Stuka, which is up to Vet 1 now, so it's a little bit faster reload, and Vet 2 it also gains more faster reload time. So once it gets Vet 2, that's when it really starts to become a killing machine. And now the Machine's returning the favour. He's got MG-34s covering every which way. Just pressing all of Vindicare's attacks. Here comes a Jackson coming in from the side. Both Jacksons, in fact, getting in close on the Jagdpanzer. That shell misses. Jackson's chasing. The Jagdpanzer's trying to get away, maybe trying to get the flak emplacements involved in this engagement. Jackson's trying to flank it, but he's backed into a corner here. Down goes one Jackson. And down goes the Jagdpanzer. Oh my god. Now he's trying to maybe follow that up, go for the Stuka, which has just revealed its position. No mines here. That shoe mine's been detonated at some point. Now he's just trying to get away from the Jackson. Going deep. There's a mine here and there was a mine there, so he's trying to bait that Jackson over a mine. Very unusual retreat path, but seems to be pretty effective getting away from that Jackson so far. Jackson actually rotating to through the middle. Oh, he may see that crush through the fog of war. Looks like this may get away. He's still got to get through here. It may take an AT grenade on his way through. Schumann detonated by those rifles there, and if they should retreat, they could run over that second one and get wiped. Vindicare continues to keep the pressure on. The machine's cut off. Machine's more worried about the victory points though, down to only 58. So the MT-34 actually got destroyed down there, and rifles get wiped on retreat by those Vet 5 Stern Pioneers. They are very lethal. Vindicare shouldn't be capping this munitions, he should be capping this. He's got plenty of munis in the bank, needs to keep the VP pressure going. This is number one priority. Machine's now pumping out a Sherman, definitely needs it to keep the pressure on Vindicare's infantry. Just to be able to approach these MT-34s without getting suppressed as well. Yeah, but of course spending a lot of munitions on his smoke grenades.
An anti-tank gun has taken the field.
In the center. Ooh, Captain somehow escapes with only one man taking his leave. Oh, and Zook snipes. Doing a surprising amount of damage to the Stern Pioneer squad, but oh, he's going to lose it. This Vet 3 Captain. Oh, and he does. That is a terrible shame. Too busy trying to micro down here, trying to avoid this VP being capped, trying to stop the triple cap from happening. Unsuccessful though. Sherman is being moved to the south to try and level things up. Instead of Rickenwerfer down there though, and rifle squad can't really stick around to do any capping. 2 Rickenwerfers on the field from Vindicare. Much better option. Doesn't want to try and build another Pak 43. He knows how that's going to end up with another 155mm artillery barrage destroying it. Machine has stopped the clock once more, capping the centre with his rear echelons. Down to only 29 VPs to Vindicare's 386. A huge victory point lead for Vindicare, and now an army size lead as well. Just through sheer power of MG-34s, he's got a huge army of them. Machine does have the vehicle advantage though, Sherman and a Jackson, and the Sherman is going to be very effective. Oh, he just wants to kill that MG-34. Here come the 2 Rickenwerfers. Ooh, and he gets away just in the nick of time there for some repairs. Machine's starting to feel the bleed from trying to maintain all these rifles. He just cannot really afford to even reinforce them anymore. He's really suffering in the manpower stakes. Does manage to neutralise the south. Pretty much simultaneously, the centre was kept. We're still on 28 VPs. So, oh, these V5 Stern Pioneers though, look at them. They're making short work of those rifles. Get the wipe there so quickly. Vindicare continues to apply pressure to this cutoff, severely hurting the machine's resources. Sherman has now been repaired using multiple vehicle crews to get the job done even quicker. Looks like he's going to make a push through from the north. No, rethinking that strategy. Stuka firing. And these two rifle squads. Most of the damage there dodged by the machine, but he's still got these Stern Pioneers. Grenades, stun grenades. Dodged? Oh, well, not really dodged, but avoided. And Machine is going to try recap that VP. Machine now applying pressure to Vindicare's base. Perhaps thinking a demolition victory. I mean, I think that would be a bit ambitious. Still two Raketans on the field and also a Shrek squad now. Oh, a squad went down there. What was that? I think that was that new Stern Pioneer squad. Even the Jackson's just trying to get some kills here. He's just got 7 on that. Maybe that was that, maybe switch vehicle crews. Oh, looks like he ran over his own tank there. Ran over his own vehicle crew with his tank there. Oh, uh-oh. Here comes the Raketan. Machine pop smoke on it. Oh, explosive rounds. Trying to knock it out. And he does clear it. So he could probably kill that now with his Jackson and Sherman. So that's going to set the Vindicare back quite a long way. Machine's having a lot of trouble though. He's trying to operate on the north and south VP, and the constant rotations are really causing a lot of issues. Oh no, here comes zeroing artillery once more. You can see the circle of that there. Machine's trying to get out of the way. Does clear the area, but that will allow Vindicare to cap this victory point. Oh, and he has to retreat through it as well. I think it may actually be targeting that crawler there. Now we'll be targeting these squads on as they retreat through it. Oh, getting a bit of friendly fire there. Vehicles on the prowl, moving to the centre. What happened to the other Raketan? Also got cleared. Machine's desperately trying to make a play for the centre VP now. In comes his rear echelons, trying to clear this MT-34. Can the rear echelons get there in the nick of time? Super low on health. There's that Shrek squad. Shrek squad's in the south, so these vehicles have free reign here in the centre. Big force coming through the centre for the machines. Trying to avoid Vindicare from getting in the capping circle here, slowing down his neutralising of this VP. Here comes the Stuka though. He has to get out of the capping circle to try and avoid that Stuka barrage. He's still in there with his rear echelons though, he didn't care about those. The squad just will not die. Oh, that's a second Stuka from Vindicare. Very unexpected, but Machine does dodge that. Neutralise the VPs, down to only 7 VPs though. Vindicare's pretty much gone all in on indirect fire. Fresh Raketan on the field. Doesn't have much to deal with these this Sherman. Oh, and is he going to lose his Vet 5 Stern Pioneers? Oh no! What happened to the logo on that Jackson? Oh, he's withdrawing and refitting it. Perhaps going to bring out another Sherman, which would be a good choice. Is he going to lose his Vet 5 squads? Machine's going deep. He desperately wants that kill. Oh, he just cannot kill it. He hit the tree there. You see, he's going to try circle strafe this Raketan. Takes a few flak emplacement shells though. Can't really afford to make that maneuver again. He does so. He may go down. Machine's just desperately trying to micro. He's maybe trying to get behind this garrison. No. Oh, this is so close. It's going around this way. Can the Rakitten set up in the nick of time? Oh, he gets around the corner there. Oh man, that was close. That was really, really close. Now Machine is building another Sherman.
Squad numbers back.
And he looks like he's going to try to hold the center and the north victory point. And honestly, Vindicare doesn't have many squads to do capping and harassing. Having invested so much into 2 Stukas, which will be very troublesome for the Machine's infantry, of course, but he doesn't actually have anything to protect those Stukas, really. The 2 Shermans could come in and... Oh, that was a nasty shell there. Oh my god, this is so close. Machine's so close to death, but he seems to have a slightly better army composition at the moment. Stuka coming straight up the centre. MT-34 is here trying to suppress. No, he's firing at this instead. Vet 5 Stern Pioneers get up close and personal. Maybe able to wipe this out before it suppresses them as well. No, it does suppress them, but down goes the MG. Does neutralise it. Here comes the fresh Sherman. Fresh Sherman's chasing down the Stuka. Here is the fresh Rakitten. Fresh Sherman misses that shell. Just needs one more to knock out the Stuka. May continue his raid. There's another Stuka deck back here that could be dealt with. No, he needs to focus on the center VP. Switches to HE rounds now. Trying to focus down this Rakitten whiffer. And zeroing artillery again. Again zeroing artillery. 300 munitions. He's used that 3 times this game. That's 900 munitions. That's crazy. Oh, fresh Rakitten finishes the job on the Machines. Sherman, he's building another Sherman. This one in the north, just locking things down. Needs to get this one in play though. Under the covering of zeroing artillery, Vindicare is going to try and cap the center VP. Machine can't really afford to get in that circle. He knows if he does so, he could be in serious trouble. Here he's just going to risk it. He has to risk it. He has to risk it. He is so low on VPs, he cannot afford Vindicare to cap this. He needs to get this Sherman going. He needs to go Sherman, go. Oh, but the rifles win the engagement in the center. They're very low on health though. They're going to drop quickly to these Stern Pioneers. Recruits the MG-34 in fact, so they're suppressed. Stuka is barraging, probably barraging this. Machine dodges the worst of it, but his MG-34 is once more decrewed. Fresh Sherman on the field. He's coming straight for the centre, trying to keep the suppression on these Stern Pioneers, because if they come out of suppression, they'll quickly miss these 2 squads. Machine's just leaving the Sherman up here for defence, and I don't blame him. Here comes a Puma though. That could cause trouble for the Machine's Sherman. 2 Rakittens and a Puma could be too much for this Sherman to deal with alone. Trying to knock out this Stern Pioneer squad. Here comes the Northern Sherman.
We've lost a squad of infantry.
Northern Sherman opens up on that. Oh, he's trying to do some capping here in the south. Out goes a grenade. They're going to neutralize. He does.
We lost a gun crew.
What? Did Vindicare surrender there? I don't... What just happened there?
Aufgepasst! Check weapons. Panzerschreck, make ready.
I don't know. What just happened there? Well, let's go to quick match. Did Vindicare surrender there? I mean, the Machine was desperately trying to hold on, but he only had 7 victory points. I think Vindicare surrendered, but that was a very confusing end to the cast there. How do I know who won? Oh well. Well, here we go. We'll end on that. Maybe I'll figure it out and put an annotation in for you guys. Anyway, that was a really good game. Well played by the machine. A bit of unconventional mechanized doctrine selection there, and it actually worked quite well against VindicareX's trucks and of course his Pack 43. And yeah, I'll wrap on that, guys. If you'd like your game to be cast by me, details in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.